guys have heard me talk about DC Motor Works in Alpharetta, Georgia many times in the past and many videos in the past. And today we're going to invade their shop. We're here in Georgia and see what it's all about. Let's get started. So here we are. We have two owners of this shop. Here's Andy. Nice to meet you. And then there's Cameron. You guys have heard about Cameron on my channel.
Wizard, you made it down.
Yeah, you guys are hard at it, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to be like you when I grow up. I'm doing some boat shopping right now.
Okay. Well, definitely wanted to get a tour of your shop and take a look at what you got going on in there, and then we can kind of discuss. You guys are getting into YouTube and getting that going, and taking in YouTubers' cars. Maybe we can talk about what it's like taking on that type of work. It really can turn a shop upside down. So,
do wizards have coattails? Can I just grab on?
Some do. I don't think I have coattails, but give us a tour. Let's take a look, guys.
Let's do it. So this is it, Wizard.
One thing I'm liking already, it's air conditioned in here.
Yes, it does feel pretty nice in here because outside it's in the mid-90s today and it's hot.
Looks like you have some of Ed Bolian's cars in here.
Yeah, we're getting into the YouTube stuff, and I like Lamborghinis. I'm trying to get Andy to like Lamborghinis.
You trying to get him to like them?
I like money, and they bring money.
They do bring lots of money.
I do like them.
Yeah.
There's usually extra zeros on those checks.
Yeah, and it can change your outlook on a car when there's extra zeros.
Absolutely, it's worth the fight.
Yeah. So I see there's three of those. It looks like a Ford GT back there.
Yeah, we got supercars from all over the world.
Man. It's a nice little setup you got here. What's all going on with these Lamborghinis? Why are they here?
So pretty much every one of them needs an engine out service.
All of them?
Yeah.
Wow.
Basic maintenance.
That's normal, right? You know that.
Yeah, but all at the same time, that's got to hurt Ed. For his pocketbook's probably going to be screaming.
Yeah, we had to send him to the doctor earlier, but okay. He'll get through it. He will power through.
Yeah. So definitely something you guys really like to do is what? Vintage Mercedes, newer Mercedes, and the Lamborghinis, huh?
All the Mercedes.
All the Mercedes.
Until about 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you guys are in South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Alabama, Florida, any of those states in the South, it's probably going to be worth your effort to get your cars, Mercedes, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, all these cars. This is the place to take them, guys. We traveled here today to show you. This is where it's at. So unbeknownst to you guys, I'm actually Southerner as well. I'm from Alabama. My whole family comes from Georgia and Alabama, actually.
So why'd you leave?
My dad took a aircraft job in Kansas. And my dad has a message for you, Andy.
And what is that?
Roll Tide.
War Eagle.
War Eagle, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyways, we're here to talk about cars, so I better stay on topic. Do you guys get lots of cars from all over? Or is it mostly local, or?
We've gotten to a good bit of surrounding states and so forth. Most everything is local, within a few hours or so, but we've got a few.
There's definitely been some times in the shop where we've worked on a Mercedes and it's getting to something I'm not familiar with. I've messaged you and got the answer pretty quick. You guys have got it going on pretty good here with Mercedes, that's for sure. One thing I don't do is the 70s and 80s Mercedes, but that's, you guys like those, huh?
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
Well, hey, don't you still owe me a couple bills for those advice sessions?
Advice sessions?
Yeah.
Bill? Well, I suppose. But you know what? Sometimes you might want to message me for some advice as well, so it kind of goes the other way as well.
I think I'm a little indebted there.
Yeah. One thing I can tell you about having YouTubers' cars and having YouTube going on in the shop, a lot of my mentors when I was growing up, the things that you're going to have to put up with, the older mechanics would not tolerate it.
No.
Things like, I have to stop working so you can turn on your camera and film me. I've actually seen some mechanics that have been in my shop, they're older mechanics, would be like, oh hell no, there's no way I could do that.
They'll walk out.
They walk out.
Yeah.
Get that camera out of my shop, you know. I'm not
I got work to do.
But we live in a world today where we're very much on film. Everything we do is social media, so it's definitely a boon to your business. There are times when Hoovie brings in a car and it's got tons of things that needs worked on, and I'm like, man, it's not a good time for that. But I know, if I do it, he's happy, we're happy. You have to remember, they're filming on their channel in your shop, as well as you filming for your channel, so it's double exposure.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. It really, really works.
Once it's on the internet.
Yeah. When you guys talked about opening a shop, that was exciting to me that in the Atlanta area, you guys would start taking on Lamborghinis, Mercedes, You worked on lots of Mercedes in your life, haven't you guys?
Countless.
Countless. Hundreds, thousands.
I got my first one when I was 14, and I've been hooked ever since.
Yeah. So this is definitely the place to take it. Now I've got some questions about that SL back there.
Well, that's my SL.
That's your SL?
Yeah.
What happened to it?
Well, when you own a shop, you don't get a lot of time to work on your own cars.
Yeah.
And you can see how far I got.
That happens in my shop as well. We get actually people comment, why haven't you worked on this car? I haven't heard from this or that in a while. The customer's cars come first.
Yes, every time.
Because they were not going to be happy if they call and say, where are you at with my car? And you say, I skipped on your car so I could get my this or that done.
Yeah, that wouldn't go over too well.
No, that won't go over very well. So
yeah, that's why we've had that E55 for a year and a half.
let's go over and check that out.
It's pushing 2 years now.
Before we dive into E55, I actually want to check out this little 240D.
You want to see Dottie?
Yes, Dottie. Is that its name?
That's her name, yeah.
That's her name, okay. This thing looks clean.
It is. It could use a little bath right now, but this was 40 years, one owner car. Bought it brand new here in Sandy Springs.
Wow. Been here in Georgia all of its life, huh?
Yep, right up the road.
I actually had one of these, a blue one. It was a 83 or 84, I can't remember what year it was, but
It's an 83. Yeah.
yeah, 83 I think it was. It was very slow.
Yes, 71 horsepower.
Yeah. And getting on the highway, it's like any day now. Come on.
It's a process.
But they'll do that forever for hundreds of thousands of miles.
These are still used as taxis.
Yeah.
Did you know they still manufactured this engine up until about 2015?
Really?
Yeah, in
I didn't know that.
India, it's some kind of utility truck still use those engines.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I can imagine that. But is this one sold or is it yours or what's the story on it?
It was ours for the past year. We put a whopping 400 miles on it because she is so nice and mostly because she's so slow. We don't really drive it a whole lot.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's going to its new home. It is sold as it sits, and it'll be going kind of closer to you. It's going to Bowling Green.
Bowling Green, Kentucky, huh? Let's take a look under the hood. So this is the good old days when a diesel could be purchased and it didn't have 22 grand worth of emissions all over it.
All it emits is soot.
Yeah, just soot. Very simple. Here's our cruise control.
That's right.
Always love the linkage on these old cars.
Yeah.
There's lots of movement happening there.
And these bushings can go out here and then you lose a lot of movement here before it actually starts doing anything.
Making it extra slow.
Extra slow. Yeah, you don't get all the power.
The joke is you need binoculars before you pull out in front of somebody.
Yeah, take a look and make sure nobody's at least 5 miles down the road, yeah. I remember working on mine, doing lots of work on it. Some people polish these up to make them like chrome.
It looks really good.
Yeah, it does.
This one's nice and original.
It is. It looks like it would have been maybe at a dealership back in '83.
Yep.
Obviously with some age on it, but all the plating is still on some of the parts and pieces.
This was his wife's car, and he made sure it got everything it needed because he didn't want any trouble out of his wife's car.
And that's very likely the reason it's so nice today, all these years later. Very, very cool, man.
So I got to show you, Dottie has a lot of junk in the trunk.
Really?
Yeah, we like that, right?
Well, I'm happy to see that.
I think Andy wants to show you. He likes junk.
Let's see it, Andy.
So, here is the original dog tag.
Oh, wow, the original owner and everything, huh?
You have dog tags, right?
Yeah, I did in the military, but
This is a Mercedes
There
dog
it is.
tag.
wow, that is really cool, man. And it looks like it has a lot of maintenance records, too.
We've got even more in the office, but there's a ton of history, a ton of records.
That doesn't
to go with
surprise me. The cruise was in and off.
You never did fix that one you had, right?
No, I never could. I gave up on it.
That's the date, 1983.
It was new, and the
It was
cruise
new and
didn't
the
work.
cruise
So this has been a problem for a long time.
It has. That
Can you
is pretty
believe the
cool.
old handwritten?
Yeah,
ROs
that's neat to see that.
from RBM of Atlanta.
That is so cool, man.
Tons.
That really increases the value of this car when you can show all those maintenance records. It's just, it really, people are a lot less apt to try to cut you down on your price, and you can also stand firm on it too. So
Right.
yeah,
It has pedigree.
it has pedigree.
It shows the car was loved.
So that's really cool, but I really want to know the story on the E55. Let's head on over there. So why is this one here?
It's here for a lot of things.
A lot of things.
Yeah,
huh?
this one, we're a bit underwater on this one. It's what we call mechanically totaled. I think you've seen some cars like
Yes,
that before.
I come across that a lot. So you have to balance that with customers sometimes. It's like, you could go buy another car for this much money. I mean, where do you draw the line? You definitely.
Yeah, we haven't drawn a line on this one. We made it halfway back to the shop when we bought it, and the coolant became a milkshake, and the engine was running hot, so we had to tow it back here, and then come to find out it was the radiator. It was puking transmission fluid into both directions.
Oh, man.
So we fixed that, and then the transmission failed.
It's just like a domino effect with this thing, huh?
But then we fixed that, and then the heater core started leaking.
Oh, it just keeps going.
So yeah, the dash had to come out, and yeah, so this one has gotten a new lease on life.
That's good. It's definitely a cool car, an E55 AMG. Really
With no rust.
With no rust.
Yes.
Wow. Well, speaking of Mercedes, I know when we pulled up here, there was like a sea of Mercedes on the side over here.
Want to go for a swim?
Yeah, I'd like to go for a swim. I'd like to check those out.
It is warm, so we should go for a swim.
Yeah, let's go do it. Man, there's so many of them. You can literally swim through all of these cars. What happened here?
What you doing, wizard?
I went for a swim through the sea of Mercedes here. There's so many of them.
Yeah, we tend to collect a good few of them.
Do you use these for parts, or what's the story with all these?
There's lots of stories.
Lots of stories.
Every car has a story.
Yeah, if cars could talk, right?
Yeah, there would be a whole conversation going on out here.
So this is a teenager hand-me-down, and you can see what happened to it. It's had a few bumps and bruises, and they're handing it to their next teenager, so they want to kind of band-aid it back together so it can be bumped some more.
Okay.
That's mine, which
That's
tends
yours.
to be a theme here. That is my Jurassic Park tribute ML that we're getting to.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think I sent you a picture where I was standing out of the roof.
Yeah, the whole roof. Was the panel roof?
Yeah, it's metal panels.
Metal panels, wow.
Yeah, it's different. This one needs an engine.
An engine.
Yep. This one needs an engine. That one needs more than an engine.
That needs a miracle.
Yeah. I've got some extra 6.9s floating around that need some restoring. I've got another one of our cars there, another one of our cars there, and another one there,
Wow.
and the one over there. Yeah, I've got a bad habit.
So I've been doing this long enough. I got a feeling, I got a vibe here. I know from experience, there's at least a few out here that you haven't been paid on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a sore subject. What?
It is. I have the same thing. I've been through the same thing. I have a few cars in my shop right now. I'm waiting. It's like, are you going to pay? What's going on here, you know?
So are you here to pay those bills for us?
No. What I could do is magically poof the cars away that people owe you money on, and then they can ask, where'd my car go? I can tell you what. I tell you one thing. As soon as you start to do something with the car legally, get an attorney involved, and you actually start to think about selling their car, you will hear from them then, I guarantee it.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah. All of a sudden they come out of the woodwork where they haven't been able to be contacted for the last 4 months. Now all of a sudden, there they are.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, sometimes. You call them, well, finally you leave them a message, hey, got a mechanic's lien, we're going to be selling your car to pay your bill.
That's my car then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You will get a phone call within 10 minutes then, I guarantee it. It always works that way. I don't know why. It's kind of weird. But any mechanic shop across the whole country deals with this. This is not any certain shop that has to put up with this. It's just very common. I don't know why, but
How do you combat that?
on a big job, I would definitely take half money down if it's going to be $5,000 or more. They have an investment into the job. And then there's been times where my office guy will call a person. Finally, we get to a point where I call them 2 or 3 times a day, every day, all the time. And they finally get tired of it. Look, can you please stop calling me and say, yes, we will, when you come pay your bill and get your car out of here. And then you're nice with them and say, we don't want to have to sell your car. Can you please come get it? And usually that works. Another thing we do, $25 a day storage.
Might have to implement that.
Yeah.
But a lot of clients don't understand that we finance their repairs until they pick them up.
Yeah. You're in it. You're personally, or your business is invested into that car. You need to recoup that investment.
Yeah, we have to pay the tech. We have to pay for the parts. We have to pay for our insurance.
Definitely.
So
It is kind of a thing. You have to put up with it. It is what it is. But it's getting pretty hot out here, so let's head back inside.
Yeah, we like air conditioning.
This is hot water through here.
Yeah, you know, it's a hot tub.
So you're going to have fun here with Ed Bollion's cars. I can count 50, 100, 150 grand of work right there.
Might be able to buy my own now.
Yeah, you're halfway there to getting your own. So yeah, definitely. That's another misconception that people on Hoovie's Garage actually make, that Tyler pays his bill. They think I get every dollar of it, and it goes in my pocket.
We're just a money pump. It goes in one door and out the other,
yeah,
right?
It doesn't work that way. It's a very small percentage I get to keep. The rest goes to running the shop, employees, insurance, and all the different things. So
it's a lot more overhead than you would expect.
it is. But it's going to be really fun. I've had multiple times where I've had 6 or 8 supercars in the shop, and you have fans. That's another thing. You're going to have fans stop by. They're going to see your shop. Also, customers that are interested, maybe they're having one of their Mercedes worked on, and they haven't told you yet that they have 3 Ferraris at home.
Yeah, that happens a lot. They catch you by surprise.
And then they'll look around and they're like, wow.
You actually work on these.
Yeah, hey, I got this or that. So it really works out pretty good. So very happy Ed can get these here to get them fixed. He's got them to the right place, that's for sure. Again, if you guys are in this area, contact DC Motor Works, because I really wouldn't trust my car anywhere else. I know they'll do you right. We joke about high prices, and it can be expensive to fix these, but they'll give you a fair estimate. I know they will. So if you're curious what kind of tools that we use in our shop, obviously probably not in this shop, check our Amazon affiliates link in the description below. If you purchase anything, we get a small cut and really appreciate it. Make sure to check out the link in the description to DC Motor Works. Also, contact them if you have questions or you want cars worked on and you're in the Georgia, like all the states I just mentioned. And hit the subscribe button here because we have many more cool videos to come. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.